Minister Patricia de Lille says government is committed to enhancing tourism investment and safety. De Lille has visited various sites within the Kruger National Park to inspect investment projects by her ministry and the private sector. For more on what she saw, I'm joined now by the Tourism Minister. Thank you so much for your time. Minister, we do appreciate it. Your Twitter was a delight because you were taking beautiful selfies with giraffes. But maybe just tell us about the importance of this visit, especially given that our tourism sector has not really been spared when it comes to issues of crime and a number of other issues. Why was this visit important for the department?
Well, for two reasons, to mitigate climate change and to deal with the water and electricity constraints in our country. The Department of Tourism has invested in a green incentive grant, co-funding private tourist establishments to help them to retrofit their establishments so that the visitors can have an uninterrupted service. I visited some of the sites in Skukuza and some of the rest camps to see the impact of the solar PV panels on the roof and the water savings. And they informed me that they are saving a lot of cost on electricity and water. The second part of my visit also was to check on the safety of tourists at the entrance of the Kruger National Park. And I have been assured, and they have plans in place. And it's a constant moving target. And as the Department of Tourism, we are working together by the Tourism Department will be deploying tourism safety monitors that we are busy training. And we've invested 134 million also to the Kruger National Park. The last one really was to go and visit all the local gems, the local tourist attraction. Every year we have a campaign in South Africa where we encourage local people to travel locally. And so the short left campaign that will take place between the 4th and the 10th of September this year. I encourage people to travel locally because we have got many tourist establishments that are going to offer up to 50% discount for that week. It's like the Black Friday for tourism. So I encourage everybody to book your space. You don't just need to use your time that you buy now between the 4th and the 10th of September, but you can actually use it any time during the year when you have the time. And that is for South Africans to explore our beautiful country. I had an experience of a lifetime this week. And I stayed in the Kruger National Park, went on night drives, but just to see the beauty of nature and how we can coexist in our country. I really want to urge South Africans to go and see our beautiful country.
I agree, Minister, especially because, we are encouraged to travel locally, but a lot of the times you have South Africans saying it's just too expensive, though. I want to speak about the numbers that you are seeing, because I do know it's off-peak season for South Africa at the moment. Everybody's in Europe, but we do see a significant amount of tourists coming to South Africa in our June-July period. Are you seeing lower numbers, and what could you... If you are, what could you attribute this to?
Well, first of all, Heidi, in fact, we've seen a growth, a very positive growth. Most of the game parks, people visit them during the month of June and July. It's much cooler, and it's, the prices are also very affordable. So we see many international tourists coming to our game park. But also our local tourism has also picked up substantially in the region and in the continent. And we're not yet past our 2019 figures, but we are steadily growing and we are getting there.
Fantastic. I quickly want to ask you one last question about the safety element, because that remains a very big one. I mean, you've touched on what is being done in terms of water issues and load shedding, because that can always cause major issues in terms of people not wanting to travel. But the crime aspect also remains a very big one, doesn't it?
Yes, we are looking at safety inside the range camps and also outside. And we are working with the South African police together with the MECs for tourism and local government. We now have also worked with the private sector. The Tourism Business Council have provided private security companies that currently patrolling outside the Numbi Gate. And we are working together to make sure that when tourists do come to South Africa, we want them to feel safe. But it is the mandate of the South African Police Services to keep all of us safe, including our visitors. So the cooperation and the MOU that we've got with SAPS, we're also implementing all of what we have agreed to do. So I want to give everybody the assurance they can come and visit our country. We've got a tourism safety plan in place together with the private sector, and we will make sure that even if there is an attack, there's an aftercare, and there will be an app that we are going to launch that all tourists and local and international can download when they arrive in the country. And we will keep the public informed about future projects.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much for your time this evening, Minister. We do appreciate it, and continue having lots of fun there. You should actually go over and have a look at the Minister's Twitter page. It looks like such a delight. That was Tourism Minister Patricia de Lille.